Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, it's the time you've been waiting for all day. The Ross and Nate podcast with our friend, Jeff. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Nate is asking if I want a fan off. You can leave it on, that's pretty good. We'll have a gentle little in the background, fuck it. So we're here today, it's 12:50, it's Sunday, it's not 12:26.
Yeah, it's 3:26.
3:26. It's March 26, 2017, and we're here with our guest, Jeff. We're basically sitting in the living room. We're going to record a little bit, ask a few questions, and see what happens. Just get random and not really accomplish much is basically the goal. So, yeah, how are you feeling today, Nate?
I feel good. Actually, I feel super tired, but I guess after those eggs, I feel better.
You had some eggs. Feeling?
We were up pretty late last night.
Yeah, we were up late last night till about 4 a.m. and doing random shenanigans. We did a little podcast with our friend Danny Woods, which may or may not get up here online soon. And we just had a lot of fun. Jeff hit me up early in the morning, asked how the hangover was. And, you know, it's doing pretty good, but I'm really tired, man. I'm just old. I'm getting old. So, Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I heard you say in the intro, all ages.
All ages,
so
yeah.
So is this rated? What's this rated?
X.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. So, say whatever you want, and feel free to be as open as you want.
I got a question for Jeff.
Okay, I wanted to talk about hangovers as well, but yes.
So we ran into you at the comedy club, and you mentioned that you're taking an improv class. Have you taken other classes at that comedy club?
I have, yeah. I started my first I did stand-up 101 last April.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, and then
how was that?
It was good. It was really, really good. For me, I've been a fan of comedy since I could remember. Like, I remember my 18th birthday, I was excited to go to a comedy club. Like, my friends
Really?
at the time, they all wanted to go to, like, a strip club. They're like, oh, strip club. But I was like, oh, I get to go to a fucking comedy club. Like, that was the big deal for me. So, but I've been a fan of stand-up, been going to open mics forever, but I never had the courage to actually go on stage myself, and that class really helped because it was like 1 minute at a time.
So you also wanted not just to go, you wanted to do it?
I always wanted to do it, but I was like, I can't do that, like, because it's such a big fear for me, like, to go up. It's
the public speaking.
Oh yeah,
everything. Yeah,
huge. But that class, it was really, the instructor was great, and you just do like 1 minute at a time, and at the end of the class you got 5 minutes, you go on stage, and yeah, it was good. It definitely, I don't think I would be doing it still if it wasn't for that class. So
Who was the teacher on that class?
It was John Morris.
Is it the same teacher that does it now?
Yeah, it should be. And I hope I pronounced his name right, because for some reason I wasn't thinking of his last name. But yeah, and he's been doing it for years. He's very funny. And
so there's a couple classes. There's the 101. And
yeah, John Ross is what he goes by. Yeah, John Ross. John Ross. Yeah.
What sort of stuff, if you don't mind me asking, if you're not going to reveal too much about the curriculum, were you learning in 101? Is just like basics, or was it getting straight into joke development, or was it just stage? Everything.
Everything. Yeah. Starts with etiquette. Everything. 101. Yeah, writing, how to write jokes. It was also cool because every week you like workshop. So for someone like me who's scared to talk in front of people, I'm just talking in front of 6 people, and it's 2 minutes, and then we all go around and they're like, hey, what would make this joke better is this, So we'd actually throw hits on all of each other's jokes, which was cool too. Especially when you're super fucking nervous. So
no, totally. Yeah, no, that's an invaluable thing. We were just talking about that before you walked in. Is basically like having the resource of bouncing ideas off people is huge, because like in your own head something might be funny, or your own circle it might be funny, but like for instance, like I lean heavily because I'm single and I'm 37 to like kind of like stories that happen to me through the dating and things like that. But like I have to be careful because like it may come across that like I'm some sort of like player or fuck boy or something.
Oh, that never comes across. Trust me.
No.
No, I'm just fucking.
He's like, no, dude.
I was being an asshole.
He's like, I was actually trying to. Be honest.
Don't worry, Ross, you're fine.
So you're saying there's a chance?
He's like, I just don't want people to think that I keep telling jokes because of my dick so big.
What the fuck? No, basically I respect everybody a lot, and just because like I joke around with like, you know, women or men or whatever, like I don't really like I have friends that like I have a heavy like women bias, like, yeah, man, women. I don't see that. I just see like all groups of people are like generally, you know, aren't perfect. Like everybody isn't perfect, and it's fun to kind of explore their imperfections and like whatever. So I don't. So where I was going with that is bouncing jokes off people. Back to your point, and that's huge that you guys could workshop like that.
Yeah, it was great. I definitely recommend it for anyone that's thinking about it, but you know won't do it. But I think the people, yeah, I recommend it to anybody.
When you're bouncing jokes off each other in this class, it's like in sketch writing class that I took. You're reading your ideas, and they're giving you ideas. And a lot of them are funnier than yours, and it's like
Exactly.
You're like that's the benefit of bouncing ideas back and forth.
Yeah, I still use one of John's recommendations on one of my jokes. I'm not gonna say which one, but when we first workshopped it, he had a bunch of stuff, and like I came out, and I think all new comedians come out like trying to be like over the top, you know, and that's kind of just easier. And like mine's still to this day. I mean, it's pretty fucking, you know, it's pretty dark. But he edited me a lot, which was good because I don't think I'd be allowed to be on stage with how dark I was coming on. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was watching some videos, and I just took a public speaking class. So first we'll start with the videos I saw on YouTube, and this one guy made a good point. He's like, you know, with stand-up, and this is just kind of generalities, you know, there's always can be broke, but if they like you, that's 80% of the battle, you know, just if they like you. And then the other 20% is like, you know, developing your stuff and doing rewrites and all that. But that's the battle, is like sometimes, you know, you want to poke some fun at this person or that person, and then it's like if you overstep your boundaries on stage, you know what I mean? It's like walking a razor blade on stage. Like you need to be edgy so people pay attention, but not too edgy so that, you know, you need to make friends, not enemies and shit.
Yeah, one thing he said in the class that I always remember is he said, he worded it obviously better than I'm going to word it right now, but it was like be below your audience, basically. Like if you go up there bitching about how your Ferrari broke down on the way to the spot, people are going to look at you and, you know, think you're a fucking asshole, you know what I mean? So you have to be like start off by being like lower than them so they could laugh at you like, ha ha ha, like, you know, so yeah, because you don't want to be talking about like when I was scuba diving in fucking Hawaii, I got, you know, like people be like, fuck you. You know, a lot of people never been to Hawaii. So
that's a great point.
Yeah.
You know, I would actually, I can see an argument to that because when I was watching the Dave Chappelle stand up, all his jokes were about like, yeah, when I got invited to the Oscars, you know, and I remember you got Ross saying that like, you have to be able to relate to the person, but it's like, no one can relate to that, but it's still super funny.
But that's Dave Chappelle. That's the anomaly I was talking about.
Like he could break all the rules.
He can break all the rules because he's already got the likability. We've seen him in, you know, movies with smoking weed and in all sorts of stuff that like everyone can like really like be like, oh, right. That's Dave. I'm okay with him.
So if some comedian that was funny that you never heard of was making jokes about going to the Oscars, it probably wouldn't be nearly as funny.
Well, hold on, I'll play Ross.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think it's different also when you're already like made. Like it's one thing if you're seeing Dave Chappelle. Like we're not gonna be at a random bar in Sacramento, and some guy gets up there and is talking about the Oscars. Like I don't know. I think it's different. Like if I went up there and talked about going to, you know, I don't have any funny jokes from Hawaii, but if I went up there, I don't know.
So it's like context means a lot.
I think so.
Well, here, let me explain it another backwards way, like using a Biggie Smalls analogy. So Biggie Smalls and Puffy are sitting there in the studio, and you know, in the movie or whatever, Puffy's explaining to Biggie that, you know, hey, like you have to have that hit that goes on the radio before you could really do the stuff that you want to do, you know, or like another way of saying it is like you have to get like be liked as an artist, and then later on in your career you can start doing the edgy stuff. But you have to initially get people's attention, like with likability, and you should be a likable person. I mean, come on, let's face it. Like if you're a douchebag, like I don't want to promote that. Like, I don't want to like you. Like, fucking, I don't want to be a douchebag either. I want to work every day to try to like better myself and like, you know what I mean, let go of my douchebag ways and all the programming that I've soaked up over the years. Fucking.
But yeah, but the etiquette's basically what he was saying. Be friends with I mean, basic stuff. Be friends with everybody. You never know who you're gonna be working with. You know, don't start shit with people online and all that. Pretty common sense stuff.
The online thing's big too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that because I don't really use Facebook that much.
Yeah.
But it seems like it totally reminds me of like the old DJ days.
Oh yeah, it's sacraves.com
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Bay. What
I
was the
gonna
Bay
say
one
the
called?
same
Bay
thing,
Raves.
Bay Raves.
Yeah. Oh, I remember I
Is-
went on there and trolled one time just to troll before it's called that. Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot too. Is that, I mean, and I think that's probably like any entertainment circle is basically you're gonna have, you know, like a lot of people trying to penetrate into the circle where everyone else is already, and those people are either going to be resistant to the new people coming in because of obviously competition, or you know maybe they feel like insecure about a new person coming in and taking a little piece of the pie, but or whatever the case might be. But and there's also just a lot of like, you know, any group of people, there's some douchebags, right?
I don't know. I don't really believe that anymore. It does seem like that on the surface, but to me, it seems like the comedy club thing is much more accessible to, you know, because in DJing, it's so hard to get a booking, right?
Well-
but in a comedy club, you can go to open mic. No one's going to be able to block you from going to open mic, so it's all on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that, and I stopped DJing back in like basically after I turned like around 23 or so, like 10 years ago. So it's been a while, but when I was doing it, like in like, you know, 06 to 09 or so, yeah, it was there. Everyone was a DJ, and it was a lot easier. You're just playing. Well, at least back then, we were just playing other people's music and mixing in. We weren't producing.
Yeah.
So, and there wasn't. I mean, there's if you go on the what's the website, the SAC comedy scene. There's like at least 2 open mics every night, so
Yeah.
it's a lot easier
Well-
to go up. You can't do that DJing at all.
Well,
Hell no.
exactly. To
You're
Nate-
lucky if you do a show a month.
Well, definitely. To Nate's point, it's much easier to get on stage for an open mic than it is to get on stage for an open turntable decks. That's for sure. And they're not even like turntables around. I do remember one open turntable thing at like this place called Maryland's like 10 or 12 years ago. But so in that sense, it definitely is. But I think once you get to the top, it's like it'll definitely. It's just like the DJ game. There's like going to be like the Calvin Harrises or the Kevin Harts, and basically those people are going to pull big numbers and big ticket prices for bigger shows. And then there's like a whole nother circuit of like people just trying to kind of make it and come up in different towns, you know, and get recognized just for being a good comedian. So there's like it's like everywhere, I guess.
I think there's definitely a lot more. You have a lot more control of your success in this comedy as opposed to DJing.
Yeah.
Because if you're super funny,
You'll stand out.
people will like you too. I mean, who's not going to like a super funny comedian?
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. And it's a much more, at least unless you're DJing your own music where you make 100% of your music or you're a live performer, it's much more you. It's all your material on average. You know, it's like you're developing and writing and refining and performing and dealing with all sorts of variables that, whereas if you're a DJ, I DJ, so I can feel I could say this, you know, I mean, a lot of the time you're just playing tracks, and it's really the transitions of the tracks that you show your talent, and that's not the whole time. Whereas stand-up, you're on stage the whole time, and it's like 100% like you.
Unless
like,
you're Carlos Mencia.
yeah, and you're like,
Well, for me back in the day, I felt like I had a really good set, and I had worked on it really hard, and it like I was excited because I had a gig finally after 2 months, and I'd go there and it's like 4 people. It's like, so that's just like not even. It's similar, but not similar at all to doing open mics, which is cool. That's why I think this is a really cool scene because it's fun, and there's a lot of opportunity to work on your material and just go out there.
Are you doing stand up, Nate?
No, I think I'm going to, but right now I'm just kind of writing jokes.
Are you thinking about taking the class?
Yeah, I would love to. take
Okay,
that class.
I could tell you more off the air if you want. Yeah, but I think you should take the class. I think you'd enjoy it.
yeah, I
It'd be
think I'll probably pick it up too. I like Comedy Spot. I like Brian And I like the courses they teach there.
Well-
I really enjoyed my improv course that I took, and the people that I took it with. They're all, like you go in there and you hang out with the people in class, and it almost seems like they're all like very like-minded entertainers. You know what I mean? They're all like have that entertainment like muse vibe or something.
Well, I would recommend 201 for you because you're already deep in the stand-up game.
I don't know about that. I could probably benefit from some etiquette and stuff.
Yeah?
Too. Oh, for sure. For sure. Just I've done probably like 8 or 9 of these open mics, and just like paying attention to the light is overwhelming as fuck when you're new. So like if you watched me, anybody, and you're like, this is a dickhead running over his time, just know like I hella tense up and get tunnel vision, and you're like, just keep going, and then like you notice the light flashing, and then like you're terrified, and then so yeah, it takes time just to get through that.
Oh yeah, no, we've all been there. It's still terrifying.
Now my personal policy is if I have 5 minutes, just wrap it up at 4 minutes, like because give other people the time to get on there, maybe kind of keep focus on like your better stuff. Or
I did that probably my first 15 sets. I just pretended like the 4-minute light was the actual light.
How many times have you been up on an open mic situation or whatever?
It should be a lot more. Probably 50.
50?
But that's like in almost a year now. So, well, actually, no, I didn't really start being serious until like September. But still, that's not a lot. I mean, there's people out there grinding. I see them out every single night, 4 or 5 nights a week. So I feel like 50 isn't jack shit.
Yeah, but it's still, I think something happens after like, at least 5 or 10, and it probably is different for everybody, depending on your experience level and what you do. But it's like, for me, I had to kind of put the note cards away a little bit and get like more present for me to kind of take the next step of being maybe like seeing progress,
Yeah.
Did you ever have to deal with that?
I still use my notepad, to be honest with you. I look at the phone.
Use the notepad definitely, but you like at some point you might be over preparing, so I have to like put that shit away like 20 minutes before and just be like get my mind present in what's gonna happen and be adaptable to
I should do that.
Audience and stuff.
Because when I go up, I'm honestly editing like my set until like 3 people before me. Like I'll like hear I'll hear someone say something that I think it's funny. I could add a tag on, but I'll be sitting there on my phone like editing shit up until like 20 minutes. Well, I guess I give myself 20 minutes. Yeah, but mainly it's just because I want to pay attention to, when I go up. So.
Totally.
But yeah, like I'm not even gonna go up tonight probably, and I'll be there volunteering. So.
Oh, you're gonna go up?
I don't think I'm gonna.
You're gonna go to the spot?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh man, what do you guys think? You want to spin the wheel? Is it time to spin the wheel?
Yeah, can I spin it? Or
let's do it.
Let's spin the vinyl record with the awkward questions on it.
The wheel of questions.
The wheel of questions. We'll see where this lands.
We should have some like little music playing when it spins.
Yeah.
We'll do that next time.
Wheel of despair.
Which one is it?
Orangutan.
Ooh.
What the hell is that?
It's a monkey.
So.
Oh, I know that.
So we
spin. It's got to be some inside joke.
We spun the wheel, and it landed on orangutan. And for those of you who are new to the show or new to the comedy world with Rossby, hey Nate, can you give him a little tighten on that mic stand? That mic stand's going down like some bad batch of Cialis.
I think I'm good.
Okay. So this orangutan story is that I met this really cute girl, and I thought she was really nice, and I got her phone number. I'm like, well, that went well. I snuck a little kiss in and everything, and then I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm excited about this girl I met, and a couple hours later, I was laughing my ass off so hard at this video that I had found on YouTube. I sent her a link to it at like, drunk like 1 a.m. in the morning, like after we'd met like 3 or 4 hours, and it basically was of an orangutan peeing in its own mouth for like 10 to 15 seconds, and it catching it and it going arcing up in the air, coming down like a yellow stream back into its own body. And basically she, obviously she didn't think it was as funny as I did, because I never heard from her again. And so
that orangutan is like laying on its back, and it's just peeing a stream right into its mouth, and like I don't think it's 15 seconds. I think it's like 80 seconds, because it's just nonstop. His mouth is just full to the brim of yellow fucking pee, and he's just loving it.
And this is like if you had to like Family Feud, the top 10 reasons why Ross doesn't have a girlfriend. It's usually because I do some dumbass shit that's hella funny to me and not funny at all to them, and then I never hear from them again. And so this fell into that category. So this would be like an improv moment for you to talk about like a
Either
super
orangutan.
embarrassing
Oh,
and orangutan pee where you
Okay.
like totally strike out with some girl sending her some video of like these monkeys having sex or something, and you're like cross the line. And,
Also, just to let you know, the comedy thing, you'll get in trouble forever. Like, I thought, like, having a girlfriend, like, oh, I'm single, so I can't fucking get a girlfriend because I keep making jokes. No, I get in more trouble now that I have a girlfriend. Like, I'm constantly pissing her off. But when you were telling me that joke, if we're doing improv, it made me think of St. Patrick's Day. We were 15 years old. I'm not going to say his full name, but his name's Kyle. And he's sitting there passed out. We were talking Folsom, California, like 1 p.m. St. Patrick's Day. And he's laying in the middle of this nice apartment complex. And he's like in the road sitting there, and he pulls out his dick. And I'm like, Kyle, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I'm taking a piss, bro.
Fucking Kyle.
What the fuck are you doing? And he's laying there on his fucking back, peeing, and it's pouring onto his face. And he's just sitting there, and like, it was hilarious, but like, he was so confident, like laying there. He's like, I'm taking a piss. What the fuck are you doing? And he's peeing.
the way he said it, it was like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
This was
so-
like downtown by a bar? Or
no,
you're just-
Folsom.
Or you're just hanging out
No,
in
no,
the streets?
an apartment complex.
Oh, okay.
So like broad daylight, like totally not the place for you to pull your dick out and
Oh,
pee
wow.
on yourself. Yeah, especially like 15-year-old kids. But when you told me the story about the
That's the
orangutan
exact
peeing,
same thing almost, right?
except for it was a human being.
Yeah,
and
well,
he
it's
was
still
drunk.
a primate, right?
Well, I guess. Yeah.
I guess primates just sometimes like to pee in
But-
the air on their face.
But the gorilla wasn't cocky about it. Like, it's probably normal in the gorilla world, but like, it's only that would only happen on St. Patrick's Day for people under 21 that steal alcohol.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
Yeah.
hella funny.
Like, bro, you're not getting in my car.
You're like, you're peeing all over you. I know, it brings up another. Nate, you want to do a pee story, and then I'll finish with.
Are we doing peace stories?
It's basically the orangutan peeing in
That's
its mouth.
hilarious,
Anything
though.
closely related to that?
I wasn't really thinking about anything. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay, so basically, my story is this. I'll leave the names out, but we'll just call this person X. So I went camping with a really close friend of mine named X, and at a certain point, he gets so drunk that he's like gravitationally challenged. He can't stand up, and so he starts peeing against this rock, and he's just like wobbling back and forth. And I'm like, man, it's only a matter of seconds before he just falls over. So mid-piss, midstream, he falls over, falls back, and he just starts peeing all directly above himself, and it falling back down on himself, peeing on himself, basically. And he stumbles, he gets up again and falls back again the other direction and swizzles on himself again. Like, anyway, it was so hilarious watching your own friend pee on themselves when you're camping and they're too drunk. But,
You know what? I can't. It's not a pee story, but something that sounds similar. Is I remember I was with a friend of mine named John, and
John Connor.
John Connor. So he accidentally like knocked my beer, and I like, spilled it on myself, and like we were just about to go out, and it kind of looked like I pissed on myself or whatever. I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck. He's like, dude, I'm hella sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's all cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's like, and he felt hella bad, and like I was already over it after about 5 seconds, and he fucking poured his beer on his crotch too.
To make you feel better.
I don't know. I thought it was funny, and I was a little shocked, but I was like,
You're like, I'll take that.
When's the last time you guys had a golden shower, by the way?
Oh, man.
not
Never.
my past life. I might have had one. I don't know.
It's the 21st of February. No.
Wait, is there a story coming?
Is there?
Oh,
Feel free to open up the floor.
3 hours ago, my cat almost peed on me. Yeah. He,
Dang.
Yeah.
You almost got a golden shower.
I
from
almost
a
did about
pussy?
3 hours ago. Yeah. He got my girlfriend's jacket. So.
Last night we were coming home at like 2:15 a.m. Uber was peeking the shit out of us. It was like $20 to get from Burgers and Brews home, and immediately upon getting dropped off, we get out, and a neighbor's. You could see over the fence line that a neighbor's window slider opens up just a little bit, and you hear, "Look what you fucking did! Look what you did in the house!" Ah. And Nate's like, calm down. He's like, tell me to calm down. And then Nate's like, fuck, maybe we should walk faster. Sounds like he means it. But we basically,
I was like, I don't feel like getting stabbed tonight.
You just brought up the point about the cat peeing and maybe getting your girl's sweater or a little bit or whatever. And it made me totally think about like, you know, dogs and cats in these city environments and apartments. And like, what do you expect? You lock a wild animal in an apartment cube with different rooms that are in cube shapes for like hella long, and then you don't expect anything to happen. And then it made me think about my cat. I used to have a cat. I had to get rid of it. I couldn't take it anymore. Like it was spritzing everywhere, spritzing in the corners, is dropping, you know, and it's just like, jeez.
Yeah, then your whole place stinks.
Dude, I had a girl break up with me because my cat called me out. Like, basically what he would do, which is, I'm surprised he peed today. Actually, I think it's because I haven't changed his litter in like a week. That's probably why. But anyway, he doesn't pee unless like it's a new person. And so the girl, like, we've been, you know, we weren't exclusive.
Wait, he doesn't pee.
He doesn't. He pees to like basically show like his like dominance or whatever. So if new people come in, he'll like piss on their shit or pee on them directly.
Okay. Yeah. Ah.
So and that's why I'm surprised, because my girlfriend, you know, he's known her for months now, like long time.
I don't blame your cat. I do that too. Go on.
Yeah, but this girl that last summer I was like, we were kind of talking for a couple months, and then she noticed that the cat would only pee on new people. And then so like a month in, and I kept telling her like, hey, we're exclusive, you know, because I don't
Do you
lie.
tell people that before they come over? Because if I was like, hey, yeah, I want to hang out, and then like you told me, just so you know, my cat's gonna piss on you, I'd be like, no, maybe you want to come over here?
No, I wouldn't tell him.
Hey,
you know how it is. It's rough out there.
You want to have fajitas tonight, but my cat might pee on you.
It's rough.
You know, you can actually, I've heard about it. You can cure them of doing that. If they do it, you pee on them.
Oh shit! Okay.
They won't ever do it again.
Well, I should have did that today. Then that would have been nice.
We could come over and piss on your cat later if you want. We could just cure him today.
You should, yeah.
Good old Nate. He's the cat pisper.
The cat pisper. Nice. I like that.
Did it?
I remember I had a cat too, and we had like a 3-level townhouse, and we leave the garage door open. That's where the litter box was, so I'd always go down there and shit. And I guess one day I woke up and I walked past the bathroom, and I noticed that the floor mat was folded over, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I went and unfolded it, and there was a cat turd in there. Like it pooped in it and tried to bury it by folding over the carpet. And I'm like,
can't blame it for trying.
I know. And I was like, what the fuck? I went downstairs and somebody had closed the garage door. So the cat was like, I don't know what to do.
So I used to have a roommate, and he basically had this cat, and it would always shit in my plant. And like at like the 6th or 7th time, I'm like, look, dude, this cat keeps shitting in my plant. You need to like change your cat litter or whatever it is you need to do to intervene with your cat dropping bombs in my plant. And so I came home, and the cat did it again, and I fucking picked the turd up with like a plastic bag. You know how you do like the little glove thing, you turn it inside out and you grab it, and it was all warm in my hand, and I ziplocked it, and I just set it on my roommate's dresser. And then like hours later, I forgot that I had even done that. And he comes in, he walks in, and all I hear when he goes into the room is like, what the fuck, Ross? What the fuck is this? I'm like, well, your cat keeps shitting in my plant. Figured you want that.
I totally thought it was like when you first started that story, I'm like, is this going to come down to the plant's got to go or the cat's got to go? One of them.
Oh, my God.
And you're like, sorry, cat's got to go.
So, yeah, I eventually solved that I got, like, big rocks, like if you put your thumb to your forefinger, like, you know, cobblestones, if you will, and, you know, the size of a penis about. No. And I put them on the top of the thing, and then the cat, you know, they'd go up there, and they'd try to, like, dig a little hole, just be, like, rocks clinking around, and they'd be like, I'll find a better place to shit. So that seemed to work.
It'd been cooler if you did barbed wire.
It would. I should have barbed wired it up.
Like a bear trap in there.
So another random memory real quick, just I'm going to throw on top, because it's at the same apartment with the same roommate, is I had this like 30 or 40 gallon fish tank looking hella clean. Just cleaned the shit out of it. Had all these exotic fish in it, like not that exotic, but like angels and shit, looking hella pimp. And it had this little hairline fracture in it. And we were on the 2nd floor. And I went to bed one night, and I woke up to... I'm like, what the fuck? So I walk out to the kitchen where it was. The whole fucking front of the shit had busted out. Is pouring. The fish were flopping everywhere. the 30, 40 gallons of water was leaking through. I woke up to like, is the neighbors at the door saying that there's a stream of water leaking on their Macintosh computer and what's going on. I threw down hella blankets and tried to scoop the fish up and put them in bowls and shit. So that was like another random story. From
I could
that
just see you
apartment.
with like plates trying to plate water into a bowl.
That's a Mac too. If it's a PC, you're like, oh, I'll buy you a new one. But Mac, those things are fucking expensive.
Yeah, dude, that was like 2001 or so.
You're like, you
Max.
should have got the extended warranty, bro.
Whatever.
Didn't you get Apple Care protection?
Yeah. I was like, fucking take a hike, bro. H2O well.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Oh, man. Any fish tank break stories from you guys or what?
We killed my
Wait, you killed?
my science teacher's fish in second grade.
Like on purpose? Like in the
No, of
microwave?
course not. No, of course not. We were throwing pencils in there or something.
What could possibly happen?
Well, exactly.
Pencil harpoon. That's what happened.
I know I felt bad afterwards, like, because he's like talking and like we punked this guy all the time. I was a big class clown, but yeah, I remember him like being so sad. He's like, "You guys killed my fish," and it's like, "Oh man." Felt bad. That's the only fish story I have. It's a bad one. I killed my poor science teacher's fucking
So
fish.
you actually threw a pencil and a harpoon to fish?
No, the fucking pencil lead.
The lead poisoning.
I told
Lead
you I'm not
poisoning?
sadistic. Lead poisoning. What did I
Oh
say?
wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't put the two and two together.
Oh no, I wasn't sadistic, man. I'm not Dexter. I'm just trying to do little pranks. I'm not trying to kill any lives.
Oh, God. I remember in elementary school, I lived in a wine country where they had a lot of vineyards that had people come in, like immigrants, and do all the picking during harvest season. So, like, I was in, like, an immigrant-rich area, and one of the guys in the elementary school, like, everyone loved him, but it was hella funny one time he got in front of the class, and they're like, now tell the story. He's like, one time I was very sad because my fish ran away. And everyone in the class hella started laughing because it was like lost in translation that, you know, like his fish ran away.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean your fish ran away? He's like, what? Why are you laughing? And it turned into like him getting hella mad because everyone was laughing about his fish story.
Yeah.
And he was obviously emotional about it.
Yeah, he's upset to start with, and then people are laughing.
Yeah.
So
and-
what was he trying to say? Like it died?
I don't know if his parents told him his fish ran away and they just flushed it down the toilet, or if like he's trying to say my fish passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Or my fish died. But whatever, lost in translation, he's like, my fish ran away. And
It's like it's hella raining outside and the fish is by the window. It's like, it's my chance to run away.
It's like, toop, toop. It's like a fucking, what's it called? Like a fucking grunion or some shit. Fucking grunion run.
My
Anybody?
fish ran away. I don't know what grunion run is.
Like, it's basically a certain time of the year that this one fish flops up onto the beach and gets out of the water to mate and like lay their eggs or some shit, and they all flop up like yeah. So they're.
I was watching Planet Earth 2, and that shit's pretty intense. Like every story starts like nice, and then there's fucking conflict like with the animals. Like they're either fighting each other, like running from predators. It's interesting.
I always wonder on shows like that, like, you know, because they're told not to intervene. So if they like see a cheetah taking down a gazelle, even if it's like a baby gazelle, they're like, oh, but that was Billy the gazelle goat or whatever the fuck. They can't interfere. But like, I also wonder if the story gets boring and nothing's really happening, but they're filming, they're like, hey, let's just throw this jaguar in front of this baby antelope and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it's similar to like other reality TV shows where they stick 5 people in a house and they're like, okay, let's fucking bring in someone's ex-girlfriend, see what happens. Like, or let's bring in, you know what I mean? Like, I watched,
like they put tripwire out there for the wildebeest to trip on as they're fucking getting chased by a lion.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure there's editing, absolutely.
Yeah, no, probably. They're like, they kind of shush like a little rodent towards a snake, like at night. They're like, let's see what happens. God damn it, you know what's going to happen? Jesus. So I brought up on the screen grunion for you guys.
Oh, nice.
There's like, for the people listening, there's like thousands of these silvery fish on the beach all flopping around and squirming.
It's like an orgy, huh?
It's like basically like a grunion orgy. And I'm frankly a little jealous. If I had an event like that to look forward to once a year, my life might not be so bad.
Just jump on the pile, huh?
Just jump on the grunion pile, flop around. Carol, you want to meet at the grunion run? Mm-hmm. So, spin the wheel.
Again?
Let's do it. We
Yeah,
spin the wheel all the time.
Ross, you spin it this time.
If I get up, I'm gonna bump some shit. Hold on.
I can spin it for you and then tell you what it is.
Okay, let's do that. Come on, do it, Billy. Come on, get down.
I like
2 weeks.
this works pretty good. Let's see. It tilted. Life pro tips. LPT.
Ooh, LPT.
Yeah,
It's
you know
still
me.
it's still bouncing. Hold on a second.
Oh.
It's bouncing between shut down and rejected.
Ooh. So Jeff is gonna either give us some life pro tips or a time that he got shut down and rejected. They're definitely two different spectrums.
Wait, I thought you
Quite-
start because I spun the wheel last time.
Well, I could start.
Okay, because
That was your spin, by
Yeah,
the way.
you were spinning. I just did it for you for comfort.
It's
Mind
spam.
freak.
Mind freak.
It does look like shut down though. I don't know.
Yeah, it's more on the shutdown. Shut down. But
Oh,
let's
God.
let's make a new rule. When it's kind of between both, you got the option.
Okay. All right. So let me think for a second. Let me think if I have a good life pro tip or if I have a good shutdown or rejected. You guys make some like game show music with the microphones for like 20 seconds while I think about this.
I'm pretty good at beatboxing.
That's not helping, Nate. More like.
Oh,
My throat's too raspy to hit those highs.
what about a nice like beatbox?
That'd be cool. That makes me just want to freestyle. No, that doesn't. It's not.
Oh.
Oh shit. Well,
So what's your shot down story, Ross? Well, you did the orangutan already. That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
the orangutan doesn't that? Yeah. So that's already a shot down story. Let me think of a life pro tip. My last life pro tip, if you were listening, was to control your self talk in your head. Try not to be so negative and hard on yourself because your thoughts turn into fucking words turn into actions and shit like that. This pro tip is
Brought to you by the good folks at Johnson & Johnson.
no, not Johnson and Johnson. Fucking this one is brought to you by coconuts. This is my life pro tip. If you don't have a big thing of coconut oil in your house, go fucking get one. Go get a thing of coconut oil, and you look in your face at the wrinkles when you get out of the shower and you're getting older, just put coconut oil all over your damn fucking wrinkles every time you can. Put it in your coffee, put it in your hair, put it on your hands, put it everywhere.
You got one of those 5-gallon buckets from Home Depot just full of coconut oil too. Like, don't go small. Get the biggest 5-gallon bucket of.
No, exactly. I dunk my head in it and I do like coconut oil apple bobbing. It's pretty cool, but you have to wait for good days. But no, and seriously, everyone's going, this fucking fuckers talking about fucking coconut oil is fucking dumb. No, it's not. You're dumb. You need coconut oil in your life.
It's good in coffee though. I noticed that.
It is. And it leaves, when you swirl it into your coffee, it creates little perfect centrifugal spheres, which is also interesting in the morning. I don't
So
know.
do you really put coconut oil on your face?
Oh yeah, no, it's like it's definitely a pro tip for all your fucking your wrinkles and shit. And yeah, I don't know.
I got a life pro tip.
Okay.
I bought a belt like 4 months ago called a slide
Ooh,
belt.
I know where it's.
And it's like listen, I don't hear it. It's all. You hear that? It's like a ratchet.
What?
And it's like way more accurate for your size. It's got the quick release. Like if you're like, oh, that was a big dinner. Quick release.
What?
I'll tell you what, it's the best belt I've ever bought.
How much does this aforementioned belt cost?
I think it was like $30 or $40.
That's not too bad. Belts, like if you go to like Roster right now, they're like $10 to $15. I just recently was in the belt market, and
You're in the belt market?
Yeah, and I got like a
Tough market right now.
It is because they don't like you said. If you had mid-click positions, it'd be a big deal. Because I got a 34 belt, that shit is tight as fuck. I have to drill an extra hole in it, so that, like my after a meal belt hole. It basically,
You're a real belt hole.
it is fucking. It's like you don't come on, don't be a tequila, don't be an a-hole. Yeah, I don't know. So I like the click tip.
Yeah. What about you,
Jeff?
Jeff?
Big Jeff.
Life pro tips. I'm trying to think of something as like an adult. I feel like I learned something on my own every day. So wouldn't it be like a pro tip for you guys? It'd be like for someone younger than me almost, because
that's fine.
You know what I mean? Because I'm always learning. But I would say
they don't have to be able to levitate with your pro tip.
Okay.
Just like, like make their life a little better.
I'm just trying to make this fucking profound as possible. Make your life a little better. I always say, man, take things. Never take. This isn't my quote. It's someone else's. But never take life too serious. No one makes it out alive. I think a lot of people stress out about small stuff too much.
Yeah.
Their job or fucking their car breaking down. Just stupid shit. They don't look at the big picture. So, I don't know. I'd say
Definitely.
look at the fucking big picture. At the end of the day, like, fucking you'll be fine. So get over it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. We have all this like primitive 10,000-year-old wiring that's adapted to keep us safe from running from predator and prey. And now we don't need that when we're thinking about taxes or what Uber to take or what job to take or our resume. We have all this leftover wiring that's like fight or flight that we think of when it gets to our relationships and shit. We need to like reduce that down to a primitive level. Or I think you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons I took improv. Because I was like, man, I'm way too fucking serious all the time. Like, it's not taking yourself too seriously or life in general too seriously is really big.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it ties into your attitude, and I'm a firm believer that, like, that's the only true thing you can control is your attitude. Like, if, you like this one girl, or you like this one guy, and they don't really like you back, you can't, like, beat yourself up over that and be like, why wasn't I born a certain way? All you have to do is be like, you know what? I'm a pretty cool fucking person, and I'm going to, like, meet the right person when it's time, and fucking that's your attitude, like, moving on and, like, being good with it. Or developing an unfuckwithable attitude is very healthy.
Damn, that's some gangster shit. I want an unfuckable attitude. Or
Yeah.
What did you say? Say that again?
Unfuckwithable.
Yes, unfuckwithable.
I'll send you a link to the shit, and I'll just throw it in the comments on this video when we get it up. Is basically a video I really liked about developing how to be unfuckwithable. And one of the first most important thing is being able to forgive yourself and to forgive other people instantly, like to let go of expectations and shit. Like, I always adapt things back to like me being single and dating. So a quick example would be like, oh, she didn't text me back. Well, she must not have the right timing, or she must not really like me, and she's basically saving me the headache of not liking me 6 months from now by just letting me know she doesn't like me now. Oh, well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I forgive you, and then you forgive yourself. Be like, and I did send some pretty dumb stuff to her of an orangutan peeing in its mouth.
Which we'll also post a link of.
Yes, but
Because you have to see that
I'm
video.
watching that as soon as we stop recording.
right, there you go.
Straight up.
But you got to forgive yourself too, because I beat myself up all the fucking time in my own head. I'm like, you're so stupid. And then like 9 out of 10 times it's like because I'm tired, right? Some shitty food, or like, and then you're like, oh, well, maybe you should get more sleep.
I feel like the older we get too, like the more humble we get. Like the more embarrassing shit that's happened to you, the more humble you'll be. That's why, like, when you see those old fucking 70-year-old guys, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck. They're out there fucking, they'll do whatever. They don't give a shit.
They're talking to some like 21-year-old. Wow, you're a beautiful young lady.
Mad confidence, and they're not creepy. Usually not creepy, at least.
Yeah.
Like they'll laugh like, oh, that guy's fucking.
Well, most of the time they're creepy.
I
but,
almost think that
sometimes-
guys can see it as being a little more creepier than girls do. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, that guy's coming off hella douchey, and I'm looking over and the girl's like, hee, and I'm like, wait a minute, she doesn't
Right.
think what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
exactly.
Well, it depends. It's
I
not.
have some stories about that too. It's
Yeah,
funny.
but I don't know. I wanna be the fucking 70-year-old fucking don't give a fuck attitude without making people creeped out, of course.
And you shouldn't. I mean, seriously, it's a fucking sickness to be a prisoner of someone else's opinions. Think about that. Think about how many opinions you have, and think about in this country, if you really do the studies of the math, something happens between men and women when they're going through high school. They just go through a meat grinder, and they have all these like ideals and expectations of like what beauty is put on them. And then women like hate themselves, and guys hate themselves, and fuck all that shit. Like, that's all just false Hollywood bullshit being sold to us as Americans, that the rest of the country looks at our fucking country like we're fucking the most awesome place on the planet. And we are. I mean, you know, what can you say?
We mentioned that
Are
too
we?
yesterday. We mentioned that yesterday too. It's like Ross said he was at this fancy event DJing, and it's like they're pulling up in like pretty nice cars. It's like
Tesla SUVs.
a lot of money.
Oh shit! I
Tons
didn't
of
see
money.
And it's just like such a like, wow, man, this is like such a jump, and such a different world these people are probably living in. And I had bought some new sheets, and I was unwrapping it, and I was thinking like about the people that made these sheets. Like they're probably in some third world country, like thinking like, man, I wish I had electricity and Netflix.
Or they're probably thinking too, these sheets are being sent to America, and then there's like a Pamela Anderson and like some sort of like big Arnold Schwarzenegger are gonna have sex on these sheets. Like that's their perception of Americans and shit.
Yeah, or being jealous. Like I don't know if you guys ever worked like customer service jobs, but like
I hate
if you're
them,
like
yeah.
even delivering like a pizza on the weekend, like you're working Saturday night on the weekend, and you knock on the door and it's everyone's having fun and you're having to work. It's like, oh fucking shit, like this shit sucks.
Mm-hmm. But back to your point about like, you know, is it the best? Like America, and like the perception is probably it is the best because there's like we have the most freedoms and there's all this cool shit emanating from here, like, you know, media and all of that sort of thing. But I think another thing we're definitely dealing with now is that since the internet came out, we are learning a lot about what our effect has been on the rest of the world, and we're also learning stuff other than what's been in modern textbooks in our school systems. And so there is kind of like this whole thing going on right now where we, you know, as a nation are kind of having to pay for our history and our choices we made. And it is all coming to the surface and bubbling up in some sort of rich, brothy crock-pot fashion. And we'll have to see what happens here. What do you guys think about the crock-pot simmering right now in America?
I think it's fucking terrifying. Did you know yesterday what they had rallies for Make America Great Again?
Yeah, I was marching with them.
Yeah, were you? Oh, are you a Republican?
No, it was on accident. We were jogging around the park, and I ran out of wind right in the middle because they were on the track.
I'm so glad you brought this up because this is funny, and I'm gonna just okay. So first off, I know nothing about this rally. I am completely ignorant. That being said, me and Nate, we ran McKinley Park yesterday. We live close by. And as we're running the park, we're noticing a high presence of police all in the area and a helicopter above. And so we make this one turn, and there's a rally going on.
You said at first, like, it was at a reggae concert?
Yeah, I thought it was like a reggae concert. They were like, there's like a people in a band set up talking about peace and holding it together and let's unite.
Bunch of American flags.
Bunch of American flags. Some like it seemed like a bunch of like Harley Davidsons driving by, like, you know, like all loud and shit, doing their thing. But what I saw was a overall very peaceful, no like eccentrically dressed anything like that. But now hold that thought in your head. That's the rally we saw yesterday. Some, you know, and then I see all this stuff on Facebook today about like neo-Nazi meetup in McKinley Park, and they couldn't get a permit this place, so they had a neo-Nazi rally here. And again, I know nothing about what happened. Maybe something developed after we left. Maybe we came and the timing was just the beginning or just the end. But I saw absolutely none of that.
Yeah, they seemed pretty chill. They were just like playing guitars, and like I didn't see any swastikas or anything.
So the question for me to the general world and universe is, it did something happen at McKinley yesterday that I wasn't aware of, or is this just like a bunch of rhetoric just constantly being pushed to create division amongst the general populace?
Yeah, because we were live. We saw it with our own eyes.
We saw it with our own eyes, and it makes me want to put my eyes on these events more closely, because it seems like if you go to an event, depending on what corner of the event you're filming or participating in, drastically different things happen. And so basically at any given event, you have basically like 4 or 6 different reality perspectives you can present, depending what type of thing you're pushing. And considering that most of our news media is controlled by, you know, a few corporations, it's like
the corporations get all corporation-y.
They get all corporation-y and give each other corporate hand jobs and shit. Like, hey.
And it's funny though, because like I was like, when I started jogging around, I saw that I was gonna, because at first they were just posted, and then the second time I went around, Ross just posted up and started stretching. I was like, I noticed that the crowd was moving around the park, and I was cutting through halfway, and I kind of was like, oh, this is gonna be cool because I'll be able to get right. Because I'd already ran through them before, but I was just really curious about it because I was, you see all this stuff on TV, how, you just have a perception on the media.
When Nate made the joke, he's like, man, there's a bunch of Trump supporters and I'm running. The irony is just overwhelming.
Yeah, I fact checked, by the way. I just looked it up, and there was no reports of any fights or anything.
Oh, really?
At least I typed in Sacramento.
So maybe it was just a non-violent meeting.
Yeah, you guys might be right.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. I'm just saying that
it could have been just someone just calling Trump supporters Nazis.
Yeah, well, that happens a lot.
Yeah, and I mean,
I do know this though. For like, I can't say fact, but the people. Do you guys remember in June when they had that like KKK fucking recruitment meeting and like people got stabbed and shit?
I do remember that.
Okay,
hey guys, you hold it down for a second. I'm gonna use the little boys' room.
Yeah. So that
What?
He's going to the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, so when that happened, the people that organized that KKK recruitment shit, apparently
I thought it was just a rally. I didn't know it was like a recruitment thing.
I think so. I mean, it's the media, but that's what they called it at least. And when I say media, I don't mean Facebook friends. I mean actual like news, sources. But they were saying that those same people were like organizing shit. So that's maybe where the
like the one from McKinley?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was McKinley or because I think there was a couple of them. Like it was like a nationwide thing, but one of them were like they like linked their profiles and they were showing like fucking Nazi signs behind them, and it was the same people that were doing like the stabbing and shit back in June. Sure.
You want to pull a random joke?
Yeah.
Joke box.
You want to pull it? You want me to pull it?
Where's it at?
It's right there.
I'll pull it.
So we got the random joke box of horrible jokes that simmer and wait for structural integrity.
Just any of these.
Oh damn, there's a lot. You could do like a David Letterman, like.
Oh look, Grandpapa's recipes. 52 weeks in a year.
Oh God.
It's all fit. How's it go? It's like I get paid every other week, and so 26 weeks out of the year, I'm broke as shit, and 26 weeks out of the year, I'm just living hella large like Puff Daddy. It's like basically living check to check.
That's true though. Like when I see it, like Fridays, like every other Friday, like you're the boss, and then like the Friday after, like you're home, like just broke as shit.
You're at a loss.
You're eating top ramen.
Looking at your couch for change.
One week you're at the top, the next week you're at top ramen. Yeah, no, I went into this work week with like a positive bank account of like $200 or $300, and I got paid on last Friday. So basically, I went into the work week before I get paid on Friday with a positive bank account balance. Do you know what that feels like? It feels fucking amazing because I'm broke all the fucking time. But I don't know. I have nice shoes though. Sometimes these ones suck, but
They look comfortable though.
they're pretty comfortable. I got this girl I was dating for a while. Hella made fun of these shoes. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're wearing those?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're comfortable. What's wrong with these?" She's like, "Nothing. It just looks like something my dad would wear."
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
"Oh,
The black New Balances you're wearing?
yeah." I guess they're like more like old balances according to her.
That's like the worst thing. Anything. My dad. You're like,
Oh, so you're into that, huh?
Yeah, towards the end, I'll just openly talk about some of the funny stuff. Towards the end, I think I had this shirt on. I think it might have been this shirt. And I went to meet her for breakfast. I had like a shirt and jeans and pants on a Sunday morning at like 11. And she's like, "You want to go get breakfast?" I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So she picks me up, and then like within like 100 feet of driving away, she's like looking at my shirt all weird. And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You're wearing that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean am I wearing that?" Like, "Yeah, we're going to breakfast." She's like, "Oh, I guess I had a different idea than you of what we were doing. I thought we were like hanging out, like some quality time, like going to breakfast together. So I dressed up. I didn't know you were going to wear that."
Like you're supposed to be dressing for brunch.
Like, exactly. We were going to a nice brunch spot, and it was a really good spot, but it was still like at that point, like, I don't know, I got hella offended, dude. Like, fucking A, dude. Like you've been showing up all the time looking hella good or something this whole time. Like you've never worn sweats or something, but
Like you're going to some breakfast spot with a red carpet.
yeah. No, it was I think it was more a matter of it being around election time and having opposing views at that time, and less about what I was wearing.
Like it was going to be anything. It didn't matter what
It didn't matter, exactly.
His chose that.
Yeah. But yeah, we're at about an hour right now. It's 1:50 p.m.
You know what? Let's do like the red light. Red light comes on at 5. Let's just do the 4-minute.
All right, let's do the 4-minute full out.
We're pulling out.
We're pulling out. Oh, sorry. No, pull out game and go.
All right, I'm pulling out. Thanks, Jeff, for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna pull out now.
All right, this is Ross. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out now too.
Have a good week.
Take care, guys.